different. This isn't an update on me personally, nor is it a update on the channel, or well, I mean, kind of. It's an update on the channel. I could say that. Um, it is like I said, I'm working on several things in the background. I told you guys this the other day. I've been talking about it a little bit, with Alliance members. Hey, Vitalik, nice to see you, man. I've been talking about it with other people. Nick, how's it going? Nice to see you. I've talked about some of the changes I've made in my life recently. Talked about the idea that I've, started going in a different direction with several things. Starting my own marketing. Well, getting my marketing firm back up and running. Working on writing books. Working on also, getting back to YouTube fully. As a matter of fact, the other day I mentioned the idea that there would be a second YouTube channel in the works that will be coming. And that is kind of where this is going to go. Is talking about where that channel is going to lie. It's going to be a lot of, talking about marketing, talking about social things, talking about the books, things like that. But one of the things that inspired all of this is something that I think a lot of us are feeling these days. And that is the crunch that unless you're high enough up in corporate America, which one did you know first, Darth Vader or Darth Maul? Vader, obviously. Vader was around long before Maul. And I'm old enough that Maul didn't even exist when I knew Star Wars originally. But I'm going to avoid a lot of that type of stuff right now. Nothing personal, Nick. Love you to death. But this is going to be a little more serious. Because I want to talk about something that really impacts everyone. And I hope, honestly, that if you guys listen to what all I have to say and you're out there and you're talking to people, then maybe you share this out. Even more so than anything I've done before. More so than the gaming videos, the guides, the things like that. And like I said, this will eventually merge more so onto a second channel. That way this channel can stay exactly what it is. Gaming videos, things like that. That's what it's always been about. But what I'm doing right now is a little more important. So I've always kind of had a problem with the idea of corporate America and the way people get treated in this country. And it has gotten worse my whole life. And right now it's worse than it's ever been. Our government no longer works for us. They work for corporate America. They no longer protect us. They protect corporations. And recently, what I did to get into the apartment that you guys see in the background here, and to get back on my feet and to start getting started, was I took a temp job with a auction house, a car auction. The way it was perceived to me originally was it was one of 3 auctions in the Seattle area. I actually started out driving cars through the auctions for all 3 of them. Later came to find out that there's a bit more ties between all 3 of them than what I realized, and started working full-time for one of them. First as a temp, and then eventually getting hired on. And even at the time that I got hired on, I made it very clear that I wasn't happy with the things that I was seeing with the company. The way that people were getting treated, things like that. And I was a little reluctant, to be honest with you. Reluctant to go ahead and sign on. But I'll be completely and totally honest. Full disclosure, signing on with them meant I going from a temp to a full-time employee not only gave me benefits, but it also gave me an additional $6 an hour to do what I was already doing. And considering at the time I was renting a room that was very short-lived and that I knew it was either figure things out or end up homeless, $6 an hour is a huge. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. I have not seen that yet. Cool guy. I will have to look that up. But I will definitely check on that. I know we've lost a lot of people in the last few days, to be honest with you. RIP to Ozzy and Malcolm Jamal Warner in the process. Like I said, don't want to get sidetracked too much. But the company I started working for was Mannheim South Seattle Auto Auction. Later found out that that is actually a division of Cox Communication, actually under the Cox Automotive. And I was seeing a lot of things around there that I thought could work more efficiently. Thought maybe, hey, worst case scenario, I could reach out to somebody higher up and possibly inspire some ways that things could be done better. And, worst case scenario, maybe they threw me a little bit of a fee to help out and things like that, which would help me get myself advanced. Then I started digging into things and started realizing that I really didn't like what I was seeing, and really realized how much this one company has the ability to massively screw over the American people and actually influence the entire world. Cox Communication, if you're in the United States, you may know them. Cox Cable, I know, is one of the largest cable providers in the nation. Do you live stream on YouTube? Yeah, obviously I am right now. I do it quite. I normally was doing it often when I started the channel, and I plan on returning back to doing so in September full time. I will be starting, like I said, a second channel as well as gaming full time here. But this is kind of the breakthrough towards that. Like I said, as I started looking into Cox Communication further, I started realizing that Cox Communication didn't only own 400 auction houses that sell used cars exclusively to used car dealerships. They also own a few other things. They own Kelley Blue Book, and they own Auto Trader. These are the two biggest ways that the used car market prices are set. So that means that a auction house that is actually encouraging the idea. No, I did not know you're from Australia, but I do know several people down there. So awesome, Nick. But I know that these are two of the main ways that a lot of the used car prices are determined. Kelley Blue Book, we all know Kelley Blue Book is a determining factor on the value of used car prices. Banks use them, dealerships use them, even private sellers will go to Kelley Blue Book to see what the approximate value of a vehicle is. That means that they're incentivized to drive up the price that Kelley Blue Book says that the value of a car is, because then they can drive up the price of what the value of that car is when it gets auctioned through the auto auctions that Cox Automotive owns. I also started seeing some really bad things that I wasn't comfortable with. And that was that a lot of the cars that I was watching come through to go through this auction were repossessions. A lot of them coming through with people's personal belongings in them, full on, uh, their entire lives. I was seeing people's work badges. I was seeing children's toys. I was seeing car seats. You name it. Like, these cars were clearly just being yanked out of people's possession. And I've dealt with it myself. I've had a car repossessed in the middle of the night. Can you say hi to Catherine and Brienda? We are huge fans. Hello, and thank you for being fans. I appreciate it. That's typical, unfortunately, auctions, man. It is. I started realizing that very much so, seeing, and I mean, I even dealt with it myself when my car got repossessed. You're welcome. When my car got repossessed, I had called my lender and told them, hey, this is my situation. I understand where I'm at. Can you please work with me? And they said, no problem. Thank you for appraising us. Thank you for keeping us up to date on things. Thank you. We'll work with you. No problem. I said, great. I appreciate that. I just wanted to be honest. I wanted to be transparent and let you work with me. And I appreciate that you were willing to. 2 days later, in the middle of the night, they turned around and repossessed my car out of the driveway. No notice, no nothing. I had my personal belongings in the car. I had my tools. I had some equipment. I had several things in the car. And they literally just used my words as a reason to go ahead and repossess the car. L makes content. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I hope you succeed as well. As I started realizing this and realizing that I was contributing to something that had already affected my life personally, and watching that, like, I could have very easily watched my own car go through this auction as with my own stuff in it. Unfortunately, I never did. It was several months between the time that my car got repossessed and when I started working there. So it very well may have gotten sold through there before I even knew what happened. But I started seeing that they are literally driving up the used car market prices and making it harder for people to succeed and making it harder for cars to be owned by the average citizen, while literally this company is sitting on thousands of cars at this one location alone, let alone the 400 plus locations that they have across the United States. And they would I would set up there every morning in the morning meeting and listen to them brag about the hundreds of thousands of dollars that they were making every week, not monthly, weekly. And Cox Communication right now is $1 billion a year annual revenue for the company, and that's all of its divisions. And they're expanding even more so. They're expanding into healthcare. They're expanding into renewables. They're expanding into so many areas. Every one of these companies, I realize it's not just them, but more and more of these companies are getting to the point where there's less and less companies because one or two companies control everything and are just merging into more and more and taking over more sectors of our lives. This company literally stood up there and talked about the hundreds of thousands of dollars every week that they were making right in front of a room with 9 people in it that were homeless. I learned during the time that I worked there that they have over 3,000 cars in inventory that they don't even know who belong to. They don't even know like who to sell them for, and they won't help employees. As a matter of fact, I tried going through a dealer to buy a car that I drove through the auction at one point to try and get myself back on my feet. One that was only $600, and it was going to cost me over $1,200. It's Bella. That is terrible. And I am so sorry. I am not going to repeat those words on live streams. But if you'd like to reach out to me personally, like I will more than talk to you. I am so sorry. But I was watching it, and literally at one point in time, I watched one of the members of management stand up in front of this whole room of people with multiple people that were homeless in this room, talking about how him and his wife were debating on whether or not to put a new pool in, while you've got homeless people that are in this room that aren't for sure where they're going to lay their head that night. People that are literally living in their cars in the parking lot, and you're bragging about putting a pool in at your house. I watched just non-stop things like this. I watched that exact same manager. I don't know if they are part of the Masonic Order, if there's any ties to the Masonic Order or not on that. But I did watch this same manager call the police and have one of the employees' RV towed away for parking on a street that was next to the overflow lot for the literally thousands of cars that they're setting on an inventory, while they're out there telling us that there's a used car shortage. That it's and literally this woman was parking blocks away from work so that she could go to work on a regular basis because she couldn't afford anything else. I watched this exact same manager tell multiple supervisors that he is unsympathetic or empathetic to anyone because of his time in the military, which we all know isn't true. I've known too many people that have served in the military that are still so empathetic and sympathetic to the world and don't treat people like this. I myself, I switched divisions to get out from underneath this guy when I took on going on full time, and thought the next manager that I was dealing with would be a little better, just to find out, just to start getting abused by the company. They denied me my federally and state mandated breaks. They only allowed me the one that I had to clock out for because that one's trackable. But my 15-minute breaks that I'm supposed to be allowed every day, they denied me those. My manager threatened to take money out of my paycheck over a simple mistake, which is highly illegal, but he felt entitled to be able to do so. When I went to my manager about how he was calling me out repeatedly over things and targeting me, and asked him, hey, am I going to get a write-up for this mistake you've decided I've done? He said, no, you don't deserve a write-up. Why would you get a write-up? And I told him, well, if I haven't done something so wrong that I need a write-up, then I would really politely appreciate that you back off and stop treating me this way. And he said, if you don't like how I'm treating you, go to HR. I said, fine, that's exactly what I'll do. And he said, don't worry, there's no point in you going to HR because they're not going to do anything about it anyways. And that's another violation of my rights. You can't tell somebody not to go to HR. The worst part about it is I went to HR the very next week and contacted them. And the HR representative listened to everything I had to say, and then turned around and said to me over the phone, "Well, I personally know your manager, and I'm good friends with him, and I don't think he would treat people that way. But we'll go ahead and look into it." And then I got a phone call a week later. Let me back that up. In between the time that I got the follow up on that, I actually got a complaint filed against me that out of nowhere, that there was no substantial evidence towards, and was actually getting my job threatened. And was actually being told that I had supposedly threatened someone, and that they were filing an entire report against me. While this was all processing, I got a phone call from another HR representative who, again, listened to my entire story and everything that I was telling them. And they turned around and told me, their response was, "Well, what do you expect us to do about it?" I couldn't take it anymore. So between the fact that I was trying to do everything else and was getting everything interfered with, I went ahead and walked away. I just couldn't take it anymore and decided I would go ahead and focus on my own stuff. So I did. I walked away and I went ahead and filed for unemployment, which I did get approved for, and I have been receiving for the last 3 months. Very little, not nearly enough to pay my bills or anything else. Barely has been able to keep things going while I'm trying to get things off the ground. And the other day, I got notified that they are appealing after 3 months my unemployment and trying to even take that away from me. That's not why I'm having this discussion by any means. It's not because of the fact that they want to deny me that, or take away, or even try and tell me that I'm now going to owe this multi-billion-dollar corporation. Latoya, nice to see you. Over $4,000 for something that I got approved for. If I lose. It's the fact that this is a billion-dollar corporation that is out here ruining people's lives just to make a few more dollars. And yet they're worried about $4,000. That doesn't even appear on their books. This is getting ridiculous, guys. I'm watching it happen left and right all over this country right now. I'm watching insurance industries decide that they don't need to cover people anymore because they would actually have to pay them. I'm watching banks literally foreclose on people's homes and repo their cars because they get in a hard position because they can make more money reselling your stuff a second, third, or fourth time and still decide that you owe them for something that you no longer possess. I'm watching corporate America get billions of dollars in tax breaks while they cut benefits to Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, housing, food assistance, you name it. And they're literally stepping all over all of us and trying to destroy each and every one of us just so they can put another dollar in their pocket. During the time I worked for Cox, I found out that they have over 3,000 cars in their inventory that they don't even know who they belong to. And they won't even help employees get a vehicle. These are cars that literally they're sitting there. I've watched cars sit in the same spot on the same lot for so long that they are now set in the sun and have changed colors in the time that I've worked there. And I asked somebody, and everybody that I knew were telling me that as long as they had been there, and we're talking people that had been there for a year, 5 years, they remembered that car sitting there. That car has been sitting there for years, just rotting. And they could have helped countless employees. Something that would have been the greatest PR move that any company could have done to just, hey, we helped a few of our employees that were in a bad spot by getting a car. At the same time as they're bragging about these hundreds of thousands of dollars that they're making every week, they're telling employees that they need to crush cans for recycling if they want a Christmas party, because that can't come out of the company's budget. It has to be money that the company that the employees raise for their own Christmas party. The gifts that they gave away during the Christmas party this last year were gifts that they bought with the money that the employees raised from recycling, and gifts that they got free from Uline for the amount of money that they spent with Uline. The company literally paid not a dime to give a Christmas party to its own employees, and then told them how lucky they were to get a lunch box or an umbrella, and gave them small portions of a lunch that wasn't enough to feed a second grader, let alone grown adults. This world is breaking, guys. They are taking advantage of us every turn. They are literally nickeling and diming us to death so that they can make a few extra dollars. And what's worse is they are convincing people that they don't have another choice. And convincing people in middle management and upper management that really aren't any better than any of the rest of us out there, that by selling their morals and contributing to this, that they're not doing anything wrong, that they're actually bettering themselves. And if these lower level employees would just do what they're doing, then they'd be better off too. But in all honesty, this isn't the way it works. They've sold the American dream so that a billionaire could have another yacht. They've sold our lives. They've sold our existence. And I'm out here doing what I can just to try and help little people get ahead. I'm out here trying to find ways to market and grow businesses. And what's worse is because I'm not a huge business, a lot of the small businesses won't give me a chance to work with them. Because I don't have a proven track record, because I don't have a secretary and an entire firm sitting behind me. But if I did have those things, I'd be making just as much of a problem as the problem I'm trying to fight against. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not working towards those things. I'm not saying that my goal isn't to be $1 million firm, a $5 million firm. As a matter of fact, that is exactly my goal. But I don't want to do it because I want to step on people. I don't want to do it by hurting people. As a matter of fact, I want to do it so that I can give back to people, so that I can actually help other people that have been or are where I have been and where I have fought so hard not to end up at over and over again. I've been homeless 9 times in my life. I've lost everything I own, more times than I can count. I don't tell you guys these things because I want you to feel sorry for me or because I want you to think that I'm some altruistic savior or anything. I tell you these things because I want you to know where I come from. To know that I've been through abuse, I've been through hardships, I've been through just absolute devastation so many times in my life. And I continue to fight. I continue to try. I continue to work hard to try and make a better life for me, for a better life for my children, so that I can pass something on and break the cycles and make sure that they never go through the things that I've had to go through. And unfortunately, I'm watching my son go through them already. And I'm done being silent about the way our government is treating us. I'm done being silent about how these corporations are treating us. I'm done being silent about the suffering that I have to watch and endure every day and know hundreds of thousands and millions of people are going through it right beside me. We are on the verge of a revolution right now. And I'm not talking the idea that citizens are going to stand up and revolt. I'm talking about the fact of the same thing we've went through in our past. We went through the Industrial Revolution and it killed hundreds of thousands of people. It displaced thousands of people. Legacy, nice to see you. But what's coming next is the AI revolution. We're full bore into it. And this isn't going to kill hundreds of thousands. It's going to kill millions. Because we still keep driving the idea that 60, 70-hour work weeks are acceptable and that you need two people in a home doing 60, 70 hours a week just to have the bare minimums. We have people that think they're safe. We think that we have people that think that things are always going to be the way they are. But it's not. Things are going to collapse. And a lot of people that have always thought that things were okay and that things were going to be fine. Hell, the reason I got the job that I got when I got hired on full time is because they created what they call a fit tunnel, which is a photo imaging tunnel, so that an AI can determine the value of the car, can put together the photos for the website and for the online auctions so that they can continue to sell things and need less and less people to do so. And eventually, before too much longer, even the people that have been there for 20, 30 years that still, I know one gentleman that has worked there for 30 years and is still living with his parents. I know another woman who, same deal, worked there for, her father worked there for years. She's worked there for years and still has to live with her brother and her father just so that they can all survive because the company doesn't pay them enough, didn't leave them enough to actually stand on their own feet. This isn't right. This isn't acceptable. We need to change this. We need to stop allowing these companies to take advantage of us. We need to stop allowing our government to take advantage of us. We need to stop finding it acceptable that they protect billionaires who take advantage of us and millionaires that take advantage of us. They're hiding crimes that we would all get punished for easily. They're hiding the fact that they are literally nickeling and diming us to death. Not so that they can do something better, not so they can help us, but just so they can have another zero in their bank account. while all of us are sitting out here with negative numbers in our bank account. As a matter of fact, just a few days ago, my business bank account got shut because I've been living on that account, just trying to keep going, and it ended up in the negative for more than 45 days. I'm still making it, and I'm still finding ways, and I'm still grateful for everything I have. I am. I'm still grateful to have a roof over my head. I'm still grateful to have electricity and internet and things like this for now, and food. And I will still find my ways to get by, as I always have. I've done it for years. I've always found a way, and I know very good and well that everything I'm working on, the YouTube channels, the books, my marketing firm, I will make them succeed. And I will find ways to get ahead, because it's what I do. But just because I will find a way doesn't mean that other people won't. I know years ago when I tried to do a gubernatorial run for the governor of Iowa, it was because I watched the governor of Iowa cut off rental assistance, food assistance, student food programs in the middle of a pandemic. And the first thought to my mind was how lucky I was. City, nice to see you, man. How lucky I was that I had just gotten a job when I got the notice that they were cutting off my assistance. Because how easily it could have been that if that call had came in just a few days earlier, how easily it would have been for me to just go ahead and call it quits and cash in my final ticket. And I wondered how many people got that call and did. I've watched so many people that should be able to enjoy the last few years of their life still having to work because they don't have enough money. Watch so many people have to live in cars because even though they have full-time employment, it's not enough to get by. I've watched so many people just fall. Yeah, being poor is the greatest crime now. You're either rich or you don't matter. And that's not true. We have 8 billion people on this planet. And I think the greatest line I ever heard out of Doctor Who was, in 900 years, I've never met a single soul that didn't matter. But right now, we're being told countless times the people don't matter. And I'm not okay with that anymore. And I won't tolerate it any longer. So while I try and raise the voices of other people, try and help influencers get ahead, try and help small businesses get a footing and make their dreams come true, I'm also going to shout to the heavens, to anywhere you want, about the crimes that are being committed against us every single day. And like I said, most of this will end up on a second channel in the coming months. I will primarily keep this as a gaming channel because that's what it has been from the get-go. And I love that about this channel. I love all of you. I appreciate all of you. But I didn't want to wait until I got to there to start shouting this. As I do my best to lift up other people's voices, I'm going to make sure that mine does something powerful in the process. So please, guys, stand up. Do what you can. I know it's hard when most of us are barely getting by to worry about other people, to worry about what's being done to us. But that's even more reason why we have to. It is. Fascism is coming hard. I can't say it enough. I'm done with it all. I'm done with corporate America. I'm done with our government. I'm done allowing them to treat people this way and stay silent about it. So I'm going to make sure that my voice gets heard. DS, nice to see you. Things are going good for me. I'm working on it, man. I really am. I'm working on getting my books out. I'm working on getting back to YouTube. I'm working on getting my marketing firm off the ground. But I'm also working on making sure that I don't stay silent while other people are being taken advantage, while other people are suffering, while other people don't make it back from where I am right now or where I've been before. So please, guys, help me share. Help me do this. Help me get it out there. Find your own voice. Find your own way of complaining against the system. Don't just sit silent. Don't just let them silence us and tell us that there's nothing we can do to change it. I miss all of you guys too, so much. I really do. And I can't wait to get back full time. And I will be. I'm coming back in September. I'm working on raising the funds right now so that I can upgrade my computer, so that I can get back to being able to edit videos, so that I can start making trips, so I can start doing things to grow, just as I was doing before I moved out here to Seattle. But I won't do that in a way that makes other people suffer. I won't do that in a way that silences other people's voices. And I won't do that in any way that hurts other people. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad that it means so much to see me again. Because I really do. Like I said, guys, I went live last Sunday just to give you guys an update on me coming back. But I'm going to start giving you guys regular updates, but I'm also going to start putting out things like this as well. Like I said, most of it will migrate over to a second channel where I do my best to express over there these type of things, so that if you just want a place to come and relax and talk about video games or nerdy stuff, Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, I don't care. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm always happy to do so. And I'll do my best to keep most of that over there once I get that second channel started, once I'm able to fully come back. But I wanted you guys to know where I'm at. I also wanted you guys to know that I'm going to start calling out these corporations. I'm going to start screaming to the hills about how our government is screwing us over. And not just the American government or the American corporations. This is a global problem. The fact that a few thousand people control the lives of 8 billion people and are literally making the world worse just so they can advance themselves. I can't sit by and allow it to happen anymore. But I am going to continue to say these things, and I'm going to continue to put it out there. And I'm going to continue to fight for all of us. I talk about the things that I'm planning on doing. I will remember you, and this time looks out, man. That's our own YouTube channels is one of them. Yeah. As I grow my brand, as I grow the Empire of Bond, because that's exactly what I'm building is the Empire of Bond, with my books, with my YouTube channels, with my marketing firm. As I grow those, I plan on giving back to the community. I've already written up plans on ways I want to give back, ways I want to do things to help people, ways I want to make sure that I'm not just benefiting from the system, but that I'm actually making the world better. And it's time that we find more and more people that are willing to do that and stop just allowing the people that are screwing us over and taking advantage of us and leaving us dry and leaving us desperate, because that's how they continue to have power. It's time to take our voices back. It's time to stand up. Our entire country was founded on the idea of not letting somebody trample our voices. So I'm not going to allow them to trample mine anymore. I don't care if they take every dime I have. I don't care if they sue me. I don't care if they try and shut me down. I don't care what they do. I will continue to scream until my last breath, so that I can guarantee that if there's any way things can change, that I did my part to make sure that they do. And I hope that many of you decide to join me. I hope you guys share this out. I hope you guys this is not the only corporation I've worked for that I've watched ruin people's lives. I've literally been fired from jobs for telling people about programs that would help them that they should have known about. I watched Wells Fargo literally punish me because I helped a woman that was in debt with a program that she qualified for. Because how dare I tell her before she asked about the program? I literally researched when I was losing my bank account how I could get help, and found out about programs that they wouldn't even tell me about until I ask. This isn't how it goes. AB, you missed a lot. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Please rewatch this and share it out. I can't express it enough. This isn't how it's supposed to be. These guys make billions of dollars, and it's not okay. They have more than enough money. They have more than enough to help the world be a better place. And instead, they would rather take advantage of people and crap all over them and punish them for talking, punish them for being part of things. Yep, growing out the hair again. It's going to full length again. But I'm not gonna back down. I won't stop. I won't silence. And it's time that I hope that the rest of you decide that it's time we stand up together. There are a lot more of us than there are of them, and we have the real power. So let's start putting our voices out there, start demanding changes, and start demanding basic human dignity be part of the world again. Because it's time. It's long past time. They sold us lies and told us that we could all get ahead. They told us that we could all live. Well, they sold our souls. So guys, I love every one of you, and I hope that each of you take the time. If you came in late, please rewatch this. Please share it out. Please reach out to me. My socials are in the channel description. You guys can reach me on Discord. You guys can reach me on Line Chat. Look me up on Facebook, robertbond.com. Robert Bond. You can go there. It's not hard to find me. My logo is my name on there. It's easy to find me, guys. Just find me, and I will help every one of you lift your voices and spread you out and get you guys out there, because it's time. Like I said, guys, I'm going to keep you guys posted on where I'm at as much so as I can. I'm currently talking to a few publishing firms to start getting books out. I'm working with a couple businesses right now. It's getting a little difficult to do because my funds are so strapped. So some things that I need to pay for so I can finish projects. All of them are out there so that I can. I'm working on it. I'm working on getting more and more voices out there, and I'm even donating plasma again, not only to pay for my own food and electricity and internet, but also to pay for the programs and things that I need to do so that I can build websites for people and get these small businesses out there so that I can market people and things like that. I 100% want to help everybody have live their dreams, expand their voices. I love you guys, and I want this world to be the place that I know it can be. A lot of people have told me that I see too much good in people, and I don't believe that in any way, shape, or form. I know everybody is 100% capable of good, and everybody is 100% capable of evil. And you're going to go back and forth. You're going to do some things that are wrong, and you're going to do some things that are right. And nobody is 100% anything. But let's demand better. Let's do our best to stop letting them dictate the terms that we live by. I thank everybody for listening today. I thank everybody for taking the time. I know this isn't a typical video for this channel. I know this isn't something that I would normally do. But it's time, and I can't stay silent any longer. So please, guys, if you would, share it out, talk to people, start having these conversations. I know not everybody wants to, but please do. I love you guys. I truly do. And I love this world. I love this planet. I love this country. And I want it to be better for all of us, because there's no reason that just a few people having money should mean that everybody has to suffer. So let's do better, and let's get this out there. Thank you guys for taking this time. I will be following this up. I will be out there and available. Like I said, hit me up any way you want to. Facebook, Discord, line chat. I don't care how you find me. Find me and I will talk to you. I will tell you what I can do to help you. Any way that you want to put your voice out there, I will do anything I can to help you do so. I love you guys. Be strong. And just because it has been the way I've always said it, have a great day, have a great night, and I hope every one of you pull a God to your champion soon. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.